What's happening, guys? Gemma here and back again for another video, and today behind me is the Nintendo Switch doing some vital updates, and I want to talk to you guys about whether or not we should still be thinking about buying a Switch. Today it is, as we speak, almost August. We're coming into August of 2017 and the Switch has been out for a good fair few months now, and we've had a lot of good press so far. There was a lot of hype surrounding the Nintendo Switch and I bought one on launch. I will link the video right here if you guys want to check it out in the cards. But again, I just want to talk now about advantages and disadvantages. The price point hasn't dropped and I wouldn't have expected it to drop. And I just want to say, just backtracking slightly, this video is not going to be techie at all. It is opinion based, and I can completely appreciate that you guys may have some different opinions, but we're gonna share that, and as ever, you guys add value to these videos as well by letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. So without further ado, guys, let's take a look at some advantages and let's take a look at some disadvantages, and then we'll draw some conclusions. Let's go. So straight off the bat then, I think Nintendo did a fantastic job of giving us the neon package or the standard matte black package, and then now Splatoon 2 is out, we've got a little bit of an extra package out there because the Pro controller has the kind of neon green and the neon pink little bits on the handles, and they've repackaged it. Unfortunately, there's no additional packaging on the dock itself, which isn't behind me, so I don't know why I'm pointing. But Splatoon 2, I think, is going to kind of revitalise the Switch a little bit. You know, I think it has been forgotten a little bit, and I'm saying that because me personally, I think there's been a lack of games. I know ARMS came out and it's absolutely fantastic. A lot of people are still diving into Breath of the Wild. I know there's a massive community with that. We've just had some DLC announced and it's looking pretty good, and I think if it wasn't for Breath of the Wild, the Nintendo Switch would not have got off to the launch that it got off to. So I think we owe a lot to Breath of the Wild, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more momentum on games coming out. But nonetheless, I think we've got a lot to look forward to, and there's definitely a lot of people out there that would like to see games like F-Zero. You know, I would love an F-Zero game. Something like, you know, a Diddy Kong racing game, that would be absolutely magnificent. And let us not forget the upcoming Metroid game that's coming out, announced at E3. I am buzzing for it. So I think although the Nintendo Switch doesn't have the biggest library of games, I think there's definitely a lot of quality out there, and there's a lot of quality to come. But if you're the kind of person that wants quantity as well as quality, you might want to hold off just a little bit, maybe after Christmas, something like that. You know, we've got Super Mario Odyssey coming up. There's just a ton of stuff to look forward to. So I think kind of, you know, game-wise, it isn't too bad. Now just step into one side a little bit. There's also a lot of nice indie titles on the Switch. I've seen a lot of videos out there with you guys raving about games. I can't even think of any examples off the top of my head. I'll put some additional examples on screen now of other additional indie titles that are available on the Switch, and I think that's its strong point. But I know a lot of people out there suggested that they would rather have AAA over indie titles. I don't know if that applies to you. It doesn't really apply to me. I'm not too fussed either way, because for me, Nintendo, I think it doesn't matter if it's AAA. I would like more AAA, but I'd like more indie. I'm kind of right in the middle. I'm going like either way with indie and AAA titles. So just kind of bear it in mind. There's a lot of good quality to come on the Switch. There's not a massive amount out at the minute, but the titles you've got are pretty damn strong. Let's not forget as well that the Nintendo Switch is region free, so if you can find a copy of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on Amazon.com, and it's cheaper to import it and get it in here than it is on Amazon.co.uk, you can do just that. Now, I went to the States about 5 weeks ago, didn't pick anything up, did have a look, and prices were slightly cheaper. That is a bonus. Prices were a little bit cheaper in the US due to the exchange rate. So I guess it can have its advantages and disadvantages, and of course if you've got any friends that come over from any kind of foreign countries, or if you travel on the continent, you know, on the European continent, then it's just great, you know, just to kind of buy games and bring them back. I think that's really awesome, and I think that is what people wanted, a region-free Switch. So again, it's not news, it's not kind of new news, but it is region-free, and I think a lot of people out there, I don't think my auntie was aware that it's region free, so Liz, it is region free. If you want me to bring you anything back from the States, it is damn awesome. For me, I've always enjoyed the Switch for its simplicity of the user interface. I find it to be a lot clearer than what it was on the Wii U. I find when you sometimes switch the Wii U on, there's tons of clutter. There's things running all over the screen, little me saying I'm playing this and that. Didn't really like that about the Wii U, but with this, you hit A 3 times, you're straight onto your own user interface. You can pick whichever profile you want, in which case I'll pick mine, Jess picks hers, and it's just straight in. You can see the game library, and then along the bottom you've got a little bit of a menu system for things like settings. You know, you can kind of browse news, and it's so simple, and I love that about the Switch. That's one of my plus points about the PS4 over the Xbox One. The user interface is so easy to use. The Switch definitely has that, and I love it. So simplicity is another advantage. Buying a Switch, man, it's simple, it's awesome. It would be stupid to do this video without talking about it as a hybrid console. We know we can take it anywhere. We can play it very, different ways. We can play on the TV. We can take it out as a handheld. We can play with the Joy-Cons on, the Joy-Cons off. It is absolutely awesome. And also, I really love as well that I think it's 8-bit dough. They're releasing a lot of USB controllers, so you can actually buy additional third-party controllers for this. And I think it just pads out the Nintendo Switch community that little bit more, because I'm seeing a ton of great stuff on Instagram from you guys with the kind of USB Super Nintendo controllers and the NES controllers, and it just makes the Switch seem a hell of a lot more fun to play. And I myself need to invest in some actually, so keep an eye out. May do a video on maybe some third-party controllers for the Switch, because for me it just adds so much to it. It's just fun to play. So let me know if you've used any of the USB controllers in the comment section below. Don't forget to tweet me if you have here, or Insta me here, or Facebook me here, because I'm thinking about maybe getting the NES. The NES controller looks nice, and the Super NES controller looks really nice, and I think it'll look awesome on the Switch. So if you're somebody that likes aesthetics, you may have seen a lot of things on Pinterest and on Instagram. On the dock itself, unfortunately, like I said, I don't have the dock up here. You can buy the slip covers that go on the front of the dock to protect the screen from scratching as it docks. And I think that, again, that looks really, really nice. It's just an extra little tidbit. Do you remember back in the 90s with the PS1 and with magazines, you could get like stickers for the power and the, not the eject, the kind of open button, if that makes sense, on the PS1. You could get stickers to cover those buttons, then you could get stickers to cover the console, then you could get stickers to cover the controller. It's been a bit of a thing on the PlayStation 4, but it didn't take off as much. But again, we've got that element of customization with the Switch, and I think that is flipping cool. It's quite cheap as well. To buy those slip covers, that go literally over that front section of the dock, super cheap. And you can have a myriad of designs. So I think, I don't know, I just buzz off that a little bit like the USB controllers. I just absolutely buzz off it because I just love bright colours, I love cool things, and I guess you don't have to have a bright coloured one. You could have something really blasé, like something just like with a Master Sword and a grey background or something. There's just tons of customization, aesthetic opportunities with the Switch, and that's another reason why I just love it. So downsides to the Switch then, additional peripherals such as the Pro Controller can cost you a fair bit of cash. When I bought my Pro Controller on launch, I think it was about was it 55 or 60 pounds? It was right up there. But to be fair, so is a PS4 controller, and so is an Xbox One controller as well. But I do actually think you get a good value for money. It's not like you're paying for tat. I think it's a good move by Nintendo to have that additional Pro Controller. I don't know why they call it a Pro Controller though. But it feels really hardy. I personally find it a lot better than playing with the Joy-Con. The Joy-Con grip, I found the ergonomics to be a little bit more comfortable. And I love that little Easter egg you get on the Pro Controller on the analog stick as well. The little thank you message from Nintendo. If you've not seen that, go and Google it. Go and look for the Easter egg on the Pro Controller. But unfortunately, it does cost a fair bit, guys, so bear that in mind. Supply-wise, the Nintendo Switch has been pretty short on supplies. Now, I know in my local game, they sold out instantly, and they were sold out the other week. My auntie was lucky to get one at Argos. Tesco had completely ran out about a month ago. I think they may have a few more in now. My retro game store that I follow up in Yorkshire, shout out to Console Yourself, he just got a couple in, having had a bit of a drought. So I think Nintendo as a whole have this thing where they tend to not make enough to keep up with the demand. Unfortunately that the supply lacks, but nonetheless I think it makes them a little bit more of a commodity. I was lucky to get one on launch, thank goodness, and it'll be interesting to see what additional packages they bring out over the next couple of years. Just jogging back slightly to peripherals, guys, if you were to replace your Joy-Cons or your Joy-Con grip, again, it's all very expensive for peripherals. So It's costly to buy it at $279 or $299 if you're in North America, and it's costly for peripherals. Bit of a downside if you're short on cash. So that's my 2 cents. I'm loving the Nintendo Switch, and Splatoon 2 is out and I'm about to go and play it, and I'm really looking forward to it. Really enjoyed the first, but let me know if you've got Splatoon, or if you're planning on getting it, or if you've played it, and share some of your thoughts in the comment section below. And as ever guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm having a great time here on YouTube, I'm loving it, and I just want to say thank you for everything that you guys do for me, whether you subscribe, you don't subscribe and you still watch, whatever it is, thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful day. My name's Gemma, take care, see you soon.